your clip to be permitted. Okay, now what I'm going to disable participants note post recording. Okay, what I will do now is let me see if I can record it on from my end. So I'm going to record it. Then at the end of the section, I will upload it probably to my YouTube channel and give you a link to download it. Then by tomorrow, I would have resolved the issue of allowing everyone to record. All right, so I will do that tomorrow by God's grace. I will look for how I can get to allowing everybody to have access to recording. I'm trying to resolve it here, but I can't seem to see where to do that from. So I'm recording it now. Okay, so let's be rest assured that every one of us will get a link to download the recorded file once this tutorial is over. Okay, so by tomorrow, everybody will be able to record it from their ends. All right. Okay, so let's continue. Okay, so Chukwude Happiness, I am recording it now. So every one of you will get access to the link once the recording is completed. All right, so let's go ahead. Now, have you all downloaded the Sublime test software for your different versions of system so that we can go ahead and continue? Okay, all right. Okay, so this is how you can download Sublime Test. Sublime Test is very, very okay for mostly anyone who is a beginner in web development to start off with. It has so many features that you can enjoy from. Like one of the things we call auto hinting, auto indentation, and it also helps you to complete some of your tags when you're typing. So Sublime Test assists us so much where that you don't need to type out every tag. Also gives you suggestion of tags that you might want to type. But before the end of this tutorial, I'm going to show you another test editor that I personally use that I can recommend to anybody. I love this test editor. It makes my work very, very easy. Even it helps me. It has this feature that you can actually select color. Any color you want to use, any color you feel like using, it comes up with this color palette that can help you select any color of your choice. Apart from that, they keep updating it almost every month, and so many new features are being added on a monthly basis. So I'm going to show you that test editor before we round up on this tutorial. So very quickly, once you download Sublime Test and install it, sometimes it goes to this corner of your system and stay. Let's look at this corner. When you click on the start button, this corner here, where you have your most recently used applications, this is where you might find Sublime Test when you install it newly. It might come here and stay. Okay, but if it's not here, if you can't find it here, and if you didn't put it on desktop, there's also a way you can locate it. Now, when you click on computer, you come to your local disk, that is drive C. Then you come to, if you're using 64-bit, you come to program files x86. If you're on 32-bit, just go to program files. Okay, so I will go to x86 because I'm on 64-bit. So double click to open this file, then scroll down. You will see, let's see, Sublime Test, supposed to be here. Let me see, let's go back. Okay, sorry, it's here, it's on program files, just program files. Okay, so you open Sublime Test 3. Okay, then you see this is the application. This is software itself. So you can either right click on this, okay, and click on pin to taskbar. Pin to taskbar. Okay, if you pin this to taskbar, it will stay like, it will appear the way this one is appearing, like the way other software is here appearing. Now, why we do this is so that you don't need to stress yourself in going through this whole process to open it whenever you want to use it. So you can just double click it on the taskbar and it will open. Even when you close application, when you close it like this, it is still here. You double click it, it opens again. So this is the importance of putting it on the taskbar. So if you have your Sublime Test downloaded and pinned to your taskbar or on your desktop, let us continue. So now, this is what we are going to cover today. For those that were not around, those that were around 2 days ago, we covered all of these things. So for those of us that are joining us for the first time and those that weren't around 2 days ago, I'm going to run a quick one on what we did before now, so that we can all catch up. I don't want anybody to be left behind, so we must all catch up. Okay. Now, there are three languages that every web designer is supposed to master. Even if you can't master, at least know these things up to 80%. Know them up to 80% at least. Very, very important. Now, these languages are: number one, HTML, which we discussed earlier before now, hypertext markup language. This is the language that every content on a website is written on. Every website is written on HTML. Even some websites you go, you see PHP. PHP is embedded in HTML. So there is no website that can exist without the hypertext markup language. This is the language that every website understands. This is the language that browsers understand. So the first you must learn is HTML. After that, it's very important that you would also learn CSS, cascading style sheet, which we are going to get to later on in the tutorial. Then lastly, we have JavaScript. JavaScript is very, very important. JavaScript is a language that adds interactivity to your website. Now, have you ever been to a website that you see when you click on a form, something will pop up, and you click on the link, something will pop up, you hover over a button, you see an alert will appear. All of these things and more are the work of JavaScript. So every website, except you want to be static website that will not be interactive, that will just look dormant, and people will look at the website, they will say, what kind of site, who designed this kind of website? So we want to do something that people will look, they will say, wow, this is awesome. They even recommend you to a friend of theirs to help work for. So that is why you have to learn this, at least learn these three things: HTML, CSS, JavaScript. Now, these three languages is what qualifies you as a front-end web developer. We have two types of web developers. We have front-end web developers. We have back-end web developers. Now, for you to be a front-end web developer, you have to learn HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. These three languages are very, 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 very important. And how do you learn them? HTML first, CSS second, JavaScript last. Is that clear? You must learn them one after the other. Are we together?
Yes.
Are we together?
Yes,
okay.
Sir.
Now, very quickly, let us jump to what we are doing today. Now, before we continue, let's go to our desktop and create a folder for this course. Everybody, come to your desktop. You're going to create a folder. I did this 2 days ago for those that were on the webinar. So you right click on your desktop. I think we all know how to create a folder. Just create a new folder. Give it this name here. Give it the name of web design training, or any name you want, but just make sure it's a project folder you are creating for this course. So give it the name web design training. Give it the name web design training. Now, after you must have done that, open the folder. Open the folder and create other subfolders inside. Now, the first folder we are going to create inside is images. Call this folder images. This folder is where we are going to put all our images that we'll be using in this course. Images. Create another one. Call it CSS. Call it CSS. Then the last folder, you call it JavaScript. Now, in as much as we've not started dealing on JavaScript and CSS, let's just create these three folders. Very, very important. So these are our work folders. All the images we use, we stay here. All our CSS, we stay here. Okay. Now I'm going to delete this index I created. For those of us that join us for the first time, I will delete this and we start afresh. I'm not going to do this again. Why I'm doing this is because I see we have more of a full house today. So let me delete that index file. Let's start afresh. For those that were around 2 days ago, this will be a plus to you. It's like a revisional class now. If you're joining us for the first time, then you have to pay attention to grab it. These are all very simple if you're flowing along. So I will close this folder. I'll close this folder. Then go ahead and open your Sublime test. Go ahead and open your Sublime test. Let me close all this work I did earlier. Close all of this. Okay, now when you open your Sublime test for the first time, this is how it's going to look like. Okay, yes. Are we together? Good.
Yes,
then
sir.
Want to import the folder we created on desktop to our Sublime test. Now to do that, click on File. Click on File, click on Open Folder. Open folder, then come to Desktop and select the folder we created for this project. Browse and select the folder. This is it here, Web Design Training. Select folder. Okay, now as you can see, our folders are all appearing here. Okay, we have our CSS folder, Images folder, and JavaScript folder that are all showing here. Okay, now the next thing we are going to do now is this. Okay, before we do this, let me explain something. Now, any website you go to, and you see the home page, like for example, let me open our website for you. I want to show you something here. These are our websites, KSF Solutions. Now, if this website loads and open, okay, it has opened. Let's minimize this. Now, what is showing here is our home page, but every website has what we call index. The home page is the index, and it is the index page that the browser will always look for. If I go to our control panel, let's go to our control panel. Control panel is where the website documents and files, everything is hosted on the live server. So I'm showing you this now. But later on in this course, I'm going to show you how you can create a hosting account. Because at the end of this course, everybody here must be able to design a website. You must be able to start taking web design jobs from people. So I'm going to show you how you can set up a domain, how you can set up a hosting account, and how you can host your website, how you can upload your website content to your server using FTP or using a file manager. All these are very, very simple. So first of all, I'm going to take you to our cPanel now very quickly and show you something there. This is how you can get there. Your website.com/cPanel. cPanel is the company that provides us, that help us to host our web content on the server. So I'm going to log in. I'll log into my cPanel. This is my cPanel. This is the computer on the server. Okay, this is my computer on the live server, similar to my own computer here I'm using. So this is where every content on my website is hosted. Everything this is hosted. Now I will go to my file manager. File manager is like your local disk on your computer. As you can see, it looks almost the same thing. These are folders everywhere. So it's similar to your folder on your normal computer. But this is a live server. So I will come to public_HTML. I want to show you the content that are hosting this website, where they are. This that you're seeing, the content that is hosting it, where it is sitting on the live server. Now this is it. Now if you check through this content here, you're going to see index. You see index. This is index.php. Okay, I coded this website in PHP. Some of us may have heard about PHP. PHP is another programming language that we use in designing websites, but it's mostly for people that want to design web applications that has a back-end functionality. So I was thinking of adding some back-end functionalities to this website later on in the future. So that was why I coded it in PHP. So PHP cannot even work without HTML. So you have to embed PHP inside HTML. Now, one of the difference between HTML and PHP is that every HTML content is visible on the website. Like for example, if I press Ctrl U this page now, the source code of this site is going to open up on the new tab. Look at it. These are the source code of this website. All right? These are the source code of this website. Now, as you can see, most of the contents are not showing. All of the ones I coded in PHP, they don't show. But every one of them that are in HTML are displayed on this page. So what PHP does for us is, PHP is a server-side language. So it only runs on the server. It's only visible on the server. Server is the cPanel I'm talking about. So the content of PHP does not show on the browser. It does not show at all. The source code does not show on the browser. What shows is HTML. You understand? So this is one major difference between HTML and PHP. But you cannot code PHP without HTML. PHP is embedded inside HTML. You understand? So back to this place. Now this index.php, if I rename this file from index to maybe index2 and reload this page, this website will not load again. it will never load again. So the home page you're seeing here is this file here. This index.php is contained inside here. So whenever any website you visit, that loads, what actually loads on that website is this index file. But the only thing is that the browser will not display it most of the time. Like if you are going to some pages, browser will show you maybe about, for example, .html in some websites if you are clicking on the about page. But as far as it's an index page, browser will not tell you /index.html. No. By default, browser knows that the index.html or PHP file is the home page, so it will remove it from the directory. Is that understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is the way that's the way it works. Now, moving on. So I'm going to close out this. So why I brought this up is because the next file we'll be creating on our Sublime test is going to be an index.html file, and that is the home page. So whenever we load our page, that any content on that index.html file is what we display on our browser. So let's go ahead and right click on this folder, everybody. Right click on this folder. Okay, and click on new file. Are you with me? This is what I did.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and I clicked on our parent folder. Okay, and I clicked on new file. Then this appeared with untitled here. Okay, now what we'll do now is after doing this, then come to file menu, click on save, or you can do Ctrl+S shortcut. Then under this file name, you type index.html. This HTML file. Every HTML file must end with this extension .html. This is what will make the browser understand it as a HTML file. If you go and put it here .txt, then the browser will not understand it as HTML. This is a text file. If you put it here .docx, browser will think it is a Microsoft Word document. It will not render it. So for your browser to understand what you are doing, this has to be .html. Very, very important. So after writing it .html, go ahead and click on save. Then you have it written here .html. As you can see, we are having an angle bracket here. These two signs here shows that we are working with a HTML file. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now the next thing we are going to do now is to lay out our page. How do we lay out a HTML page? Now there are some things that you have to place on your HTML file that will also enable your browser to understand that you want it to render the page as HTML. I cannot just go ahead and start writing anything I want here because I don't understand what I'm doing. So in HTML, anything you are doing, you have to be the one to create it. You have to be the one to tell the browser. If you want to write a heading, tell the browser this is heading. You want to write a paragraph, you say browser this is paragraph. You want to put a line break, you tell your browser is a line break you want to do. Unlike a Microsoft Word, that as you're typing, the software will by itself will detect what you're doing. But in HTML, anything you're doing, you must be the one to initiate it by yourself. You must tell your browser by yourself that this is what you are doing and that the browser should display it or render it the way you want it. So the first thing I'm going to show you is what we call the layout of a HTML page or document. How do you lay out a HTML document? Now, please let's pay attention. HTML documents are always written in tags. We call it tags. Everything we write in HTML is written in what we call tag. Now, every tag has what we call opening tag and closing tag. Every tag has opening and what? Closing. Are we together?
Yes.
Are we together? Now, opening plus closing tag, opening plus closing, opening, plus closing tag is equals to what we call elements. These two things gives us what we call elements. So in other words, everything we see on the page is also called all elements, but elements are made up of tags. HTML elements are made up of tags. HTML elements are things that make up HTML, but if you open them, what completes them are tags. Do you understand? So if I have an opening tag of paragraph and a closing tag of paragraph, if I combine the two together, I have what we call HTML element. Is that very clear enough? Is that clear enough?
Yeah.
Okay, it's been
Yes, it
recorded, so
is.
you can always go ahead and rewatch the video. So now, how do you lay out your HTML? First of all, let us take note of these things. Okay, I'm going to write something on my screen now, and I will tell you how you can get it on your own computer. It's very simple. You must do something like this. We call this open angular brackets. Okay, just like
Yeah.
greater than and less than. This is less than, this is greater than. So these two things are what we use mostly in our HTML. Greater than and what? Less than. Is that clear? This thing
Yes.
opens HTML tag. Then to close it is like this. Greater than. Instead of putting less than, before you put less than, you will now put forward slash and now put a less than. So this is opening and this is what? Closing. Is that clear? Now,
Yes,
some
sir.
HTML element does not have opening and closing. Some of them have only opening. In other words, we call them self-closing. We say these ones are self-close. They don't use opening and closing tag. They only have one tag, either like this, just like this, or you put it just like this. We are going to get to that one in later on in the tutorial today. Now, how do you now lay out your HTML? Let me show you. The first thing you have to do is to write this angular bracket, that is your less than. Then you press shift key, and if you press shift key and press 1, you get this sign. What do you call this sign? What do you call this sign? This sign is
Exclamation.
called exclamation. Very good. Then you write DOCTYPE, doc type. This is called doc type. This doc type means document type. Okay, just like we have Microsoft Word documents, we have Excel documents, we have a PowerPoint document. Now you are telling your browser that the type of document that you're writing. You are telling your browser the type of document you're writing and how it should render it. So under this doc type, excuse me, you're going to write HTML in small letter and close it. Now what we have done now, we have told our browser that our doc type is HTML, that the page we are writing, this page we are designing, everything here should be rendered as what? HTML. That the
See.
browser should not render it otherwise, just as what? HTML. Do you understand? Now, some people don't do this,
Yes.
so but let me tell you, this is very, 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 very important. Some people don't do it because most browsers that we have now automatically are able to dictate HTML documents. But Internet Explorer 5 and 9, they hardly dictate this thing. Sometimes they might render your page any way they want. So to avoid had I know, because you don't know who is going to be viewing your website, you don't know the browser they are using. So for compatibility's sake on browser, it's always important you put this thing. This will tell the browser that you are typing in HTML, that you should render your page as HTML and not otherwise. Is that taken?
Yes.
So after doing this, the next thing you're going to do is this. Now you open this, write HTML. Okay, that's opening HTML tag, then closing HTML tag. Now what Sublime Text will do for us now, once I hit the slash button now, Sublime Text will complete it for me. So this is one thing Sublime Text can do for you. It helps you to complete your tag. So this is the next thing that you write. After writing this, then click in the middle and press your enter key to bring it down a bit. Okay, now the next thing that you put here is all the head tag, just like this. Okay, also come to the middle, bring your head tag small, bring it down small, and then inside the head tag again, you add what we call title tag. This is the title of your page. Also have opening and closing, just like this. Then underneath the head tag, you now put the body tag, opening and closing, just like this. Then you bring it down. Now your body tag is where every content of your website will display. Anything you write on your website that you want your visitor to see, every one of them has to go inside the body tag. Okay, now there are some things that also goes inside the head section. Now, but most of the things that goes inside the head section are not visible on the browser. The person browsing on your site will not be able to see it. The only thing they can see on their browser is the title tag, just like we have it here. Look at this place. Are you seeing this place? Are you seeing this place? This case web solution written here. Can you see it?
Yes.
Look at this place. You see
Yeah.
something like withdraw request here. These are what we call title. And how do you put it? It is like this. is inside here under the head section. If I go here and write my first website now, my first website, yeah, then I go ahead, find menu, click on save. If I go back to our folder, which is on the desktop, let's open our document folder. Now you can see this index we created now. This it is showing Opera web document. So this shows that this is a what? This is a browser file, Abi. Can you see the browser file now? So it is taking Opera logo. And don't forget that Opera is a web browser. So this is an internet, a browser document. Now I want to open this guy